Anyway, before we get started on the panel and the sessions this afternoon, I thought we'd have a quick chat with one of our partners here, Marc, who works for Indegene. And the conversation is all about, I was very intrigued. When I was walking past their booth, I saw something and went, wait, this is interesting. Anybody been at the Indegene booth here and seen what they've got? So if you know Viva and the behemoth out there, it's an interesting thing that these guys are getting into. So I thought it might be interesting just to find out what it is and what they're doing and what the impact will be on people who are using Viva and Viva Vault at the moment. So Marc, with that, hello. Stacey's, I'm going to move this out of my pocket.
Thanks for having us. It's obviously a very exciting event for us that we're launching a potentially industry-changing technology and innovation.
So tell us more about what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
more important.
It is interesting. You know, as you all know, the pharma industry moves in packs. And if you went to all of the present companies 10 years ago and you asked them, like, hey, do you want to change your CRM? Is there something else you want to do? Virtually everybody would have told you, no, we love our Siebel. It does everything we need. It's so well connected. We're never going to change. And here we are today. And virtually, 80–85% of the companies have switched to a completely new solution that didn't exist at the time. So what we see in the space, there's about really a 7 to 8 year innovation cycle when the industries take stock and looks at, where am I right now? What is the gap to where I need to be? And there's room for innovation, and we have seen really every 7 to 8 years a major change in evolution. And that time for us is right now. So what our clients are telling us, they're seeing this virtual monopoly that they're operating in right now in that CRM space leads to very high cost. They're paying top dollars, but they're seeing on the flip side the utilization only being in a 20 to 30% range. So the disconnect between the high price and the lack of utilization, which ultimately comes from, the reps have evolved. 10 years ago, you had primary care sales reps repeating the same message over and over again.
I think that's still the case today. Sorry.
As we heard over the last 2 days, that certainly has evolved far beyond that.
Yeah.
So, what do those reps need today, and what are the advances in technology that allow you to actually deliver more value with these systems that will increase the utilization, and can that also be received at a lower price? So the innovation works basically across all the spectrum of, what does SaaS need to look like to give you the true flexibility and the cost advantages that you hoped for when the industry entered this 8 or 10 years ago. What are the capabilities that my sales rep need to really impact their customers, from devices on their phone to different channels like LinkedIn, social media. So this is the stock that they're taking, and in this environment, this area is very ripe for innovation, and here we are, very excited to launch.
It's very interesting that you chose the Microsoft platform, though. Was that a decision? I mean, you guys are in most of the pharma companies anyway, doing some of the technology work, I think, right? Yeah. So why did you choose the Microsoft platform? Was there a reason for that? Is it mature in that?
So absolutely is a benefit for both sides. Okay. So, I mean, there's lots of little homegrown CRM solutions everywhere, but if you look at the world of CRM, it's really a two racehorse. There's Salesforce.com and there's Microsoft. Okay. And Microsoft have invested heavily over the last 2–3 years in taking their platform, really, if you look at Forrester or any of these analyst reports right now, really to the very top of CRM today. And they've taken a lot of flagship clients from Salesforce.com, like Visa, HP, multi-year contracts, highly announced. So that process has been made there, but it hasn't come into life sciences because, as you know, we have very particular needs for CRM. And Microsoft was looking for a partner that can bring that healthcare, life science expertise to their CRM and basically deliver a product, Indegene Omnipresence, that can help them to play that same winning game in the life science industry. And actually this Microsoft CEO mentioned their increased focus on life sciences, and Indegene by name is one of the key examples at the last quarterly earnings call. And we were looking for the industry-leading CRM because if we want to deliver innovation, we need to bring these things to the forefront. So that partnership is actually ideally situated for us to position ourselves well and really bring that innovation that I talked about to this marketplace.
So last question.
Yeah.
If I'm a rep, what's in it for me? I've been given this iPad, I've got this thing on there, and what's in it for me? What will it do for me?
So, I mean, that's another big advantage of the Microsoft partnership, right? And virtually 100% of the sales reps today, maybe it's 99%, are already using the Microsoft solutions across all the ecosystem. Everybody's using Outlook, everybody's using the calendar, PowerPoints, collaboration tools, SharePoint.
Yeah.
And,
So this will integrate with all that?
So exactly. So our solution as part of the Microsoft Alliance is natively integrated directly in the Microsoft ecosystem. So if anything, it simplifies the whole enterprise architecture into the Microsoft architecture, from signing on, from the underlying data model, from the ability to connect. And then that makes the world easier for me as a rep. I have one calendar to manage. I can enter my contacts into my address book, and they'll be written into my CRM.
You can send an email from
I can send my compliant emails, and it will show out in my Outlook sandbox. Now, these are the superficial benefits.
Right.
Underlying is, the deeper enterprise architecture and the data model that underlies all of it, that binds it all together, and improves performance, availability.
Security, probably.
Security.
Gonna love you.
But think about it. What device do you or the reps or anybody, if you really use every day more than any other device, it's your phone. Who gives their CRM today to the reps on the phone? Nobody, right? So, and with this partnership and this environment, we will basically provide access to those tools, all of those tools, on any of the devices.
Fantastic.
And increase utilization, ultimately impacting our customer, which drives sales.
Well, it's a bold move. I wish you well. I think the corporate IT guys are going to love you because it's Microsoft. Let's see how the reps go.
Absolutely.
Good luck with that.
Thank you very much.
Super. All right,
Exciting
thank you.
times.
Excellent.
Thank you.